Okay, I think we're live. Yes, I believe we are. Hey, YouTube, how's it going? This is our Smudtalk number 29, and we're talking about the entire Elder Scrolls games from Bethesda, and we are watching Mr. TheDarkSeraph play, I believe it's Skyrim 2011?
It's the Legendary Edition that came out. I don't remember when it came out. It's not the freaking anniversary collection. Yeah, something like that. Not the anniversary collection that added fishing and nothing else. The one before that.
Okay, great. And I just learned there's like more than a dozen Elder Scrolls games. I remember playing.
There's the main ones: Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind. A friend of mine, Threadnoughts, that's his favorite. And then there's Oblivion and Skyrim. That most people just say skip Morrowind to play Oblivion and Skyrim.
Oh, I would disagree with that. And if you're Razor Fist, you would say skip Morrowind and Oblivion and play Daggerfall.
Well, those are the five main ones. We're waiting on number 6. There are at least 16 or 17 of them, apparently.
Jesus, I knew there was a spin-off called Hammerfell where it's doesn't play like any other Skyrim game ever made.
Yeah, I have to actually go down the list and read them because they were all released in the past 10 years. And Skyrim, or rather, Elder Scrolls number 5, was released 5 times over the years. And that's
at least.
Yeah, and that's on multiple platforms and the whatever editions, the remaster. And then there's the mobile game. And then there's the actual.
I forgot about the Elder Scrolls mobile games.
Yeah, and then there's Skyrim.
There's also
Blades.
There's also
the faction in Skyrim nobody likes.
Oh gosh, what else is there? There's Elder Scrolls Online.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to say this about Elder Scrolls Online, and also a tangent about Fallout 76. Considering how successful the launch of ESO was, how do you fuck up with Fallout that badly? It's the same engine.
You know.
Oh, Bethesda.
Well, it's the same problems we're seeing with the latest Starfield. Was it like a 20-minute gameplay trailer in 4K or whatever? And
it doesn't look that impressive.
A lot of people loved it.
Okay, bit of chug there.
I was like, it's okay. The planets are okay. I think the city, not the cities, but the interiors are great. That I liked. But like with Skyrim, with all these other things, there's all this stuff to do. There's all, like, you see a Skyrim vista. You look out, you see like a temple. You see like a cool tree. Maybe there's a dragon flying. There's something to look at and to go and explore. Because that was the whole point. Wherever you see, you could explore. With Starfield, it was like, oh, okay, you've got rocky terrain. I think one planet had some trees, some meteor indentations, but that was it. You're like, okay, great. You can mine for ore anywhere, I guess. But can you fly? Can you fly like in the atmosphere of a planet and land wherever you want?
I'm hoping that's the case.
I know, but
now a bit of trivia here, and they're about to mention this. Lokir of Rorikstead. Originally, it was going to play it a little bit differently, where he was more angry and irritated rather than scared. And ultimately, the same thing happens. He tries to run away and gets shot.
Well,
and then,
how far did he think he was going to get?
And instead, we got this, which is probably my favorite line delivery of any line in this entire game. Is when he goes, "You're not going to kill me."
Yeah, and Ralof actually originally was going to try and stop your execution, but she knocked some sense into him. Why, Hadvar? I'm you. Anyway.
I always like this because you're about to die. It's like, why am I customizing my character if I'm about to die?
Yeah. Personally, my favorite to play as is Britain.
I still like that this entire game that what's his name?
Ugh, I don't like the look of the elves. I'm sorry.
It's like vampires.
That what's his
I
face
know.
could have gotten everything he wanted if he had waited 30 seconds.
Ulfric?
Yeah.
No, goodness.
Well, the guy that ran
Dragon.
away.
Oh, the dragon.
I can't
I
remember its
literally
name
want
now.
the Breton.
All the dragons have weird, crazy names.
What's the dragon's name?
Yeah.
There we go. Honestly, that looks fine. I don't care. Sure. I can add dirt. I forgot about that.
Oh boy. Can you
Like,
watch
there is a
dirt
good
off?
bit. Actually, you can. You can add dirt just at 0.
Oh.
You can add scars, war paint.
Yeah, it reminds me of Dragon Age. You got like blood splatter. It's like, oh, cool, you got blood splatter, but maybe you have to wash off. No.
Actually, I actually do like the look of this war paint just over the eye like that.
Yeah.
Alduin. Thank you, person in chat.
Well, that's an
Alduin
easy
is the
name.
dragon's name.
Yeah, that's an easy name to remember compared to the crazy ass names of the dragons in Skyrim.
I think it's supposed to be a reference to God of War because it's similar to Kratos' face paint.
Oh. Really?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I really don't
How
care about any of the rest of this.
Didn't Ragnarok?
Which one?
Didn't Ragnarok just come out?
No,
I think so.
it's the reviews are coming out. It comes out later this month, I think.
Finish and name the character? Yeah, sure.
It's getting all 10s and getting called the game of the generation and this and that and the other thing. And I saw like a spoiler clip of like the final boss fight, and it looked so boring.
It's not as energetic as the original trilogy, and
No.
it just feels. It feels like, oh, we got a camera crew behind this very chiseled scenario picture that we want to show off, as opposed to
You're just a real charmer, Captain.
having zoom-ins. Da, 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 da.
His lip movement, that just looks weird. Or what? You'll cut my head off? I think I'd rather get shot.
I love how the whole justification is like, your name's not on our list of people who are supposed to get executed. Just do
we're
it
just
anyway.
gonna kill you anyway. Yeah, what's one more execution?
It's like, well, you know, as long as we already got you here.
Yeah, we're busy. You're here. Let's do it now.
I got nothing better to do. I got a bar tab a mile long, so this is one way out of it.
I actually do recall playing Arena. That was a weird experience back in the day. Daggerfall, I have the box of the first game. Daggerfall, I never actually saw the box though. I don't know what it came in, but I do recall putting it together on my PC at the time. And by putting it together, you have to install the thing with diskettes, so it took a while. You could buy a game in CD-ROM or diskettes. It was great. Legacy, thanks for the $2. Does Smud know 40K has space hobbits? 40K has everything. And
40K is weird.
Yeah, I don't think everyone knows what's in all those books and stories and
40K is just Games Workshop taking all the ideas of everything they think is cool ever.
Yeah.
And saying, this is our thing now.
Yeah, let's sell this. We are a company who make games.
There's one nameless soldier here. If he would have just waited for her to finish, he probably would have escaped, because that's when Alduin shows up. But still, pretty ballsy. Neither do I, buddy. Wait your turn.
So has anyone actually seen the online version of Skyrim or Elder Scrolls, which I'm assuming is just like Skyrim?
I played it on launch. It's Skyrim with more input lag.
Oh. I've never
Chugging
actually
a little bit,
modded
but it's not too
Skyrim
bad.
to know what are the good things to get. Like, there's all kinds of mods for these games. All the Bethesda games have huge modding community, but I've never gone around to modding Skyrim. I guess it's because when it came out, you played it and that was it. But people who people who loved it just kept playing it for years and years, and would have this huge list of mods like the 4K updater for textures. They had like some sort of fog system. They had weather that was.
Okay, Ginga Man says he's be able to hop in here in just a little bit.
Yeah, if he wants. Up to him.
There it is again. Did you hear that?
Yeah, so the only games I really have modded were New Vegas, and I think I tried 4 for like a few months, and I was like, yeah, it's
Can you at least get the body out of the way? That's a potential tripping hazard.
Yeah, there should be like gallons of blood pouring out of that guy's head.
Wow, you're not even gonna give me a fresh bucket.
Nope, you get the same bucket as the guy they decapitated right
Hey,
before.
how are you? I got the best view in the house. How's your kids? You have lovely eyes through the executioner hood.
Sentries, what do you see?
That just ruins the Sunday.
I've had worse.
Technically, a bunch of guys with bows could take down a dragon if they're skilled, experienced soldiers. As you play Skyrim, you find out yourself.
Oh, this is my chance to run like hell and get out of here.
I think the first time I played this, I could not figure out where to go. I tried going up the tower and it didn't let me go up or something. I got lost.
Yeah. Okay, can I friggin' adjust the graphics settings, please? Because it's chugging a little bit. I guess just turn the fade down. Oh my god.
So I think a lot of these games were marketed on their supposedly good AI or dynamic styles of having pathing and scripts for all these characters or NPCs. They have their own lifestyles, their own little towns. And
yes, and there is some truth to that, but you also see that the AI in this game can be pretty dumb.
yeah. And it's kind of what we've always been sold as the years go on. Oh, this has the most expansive. We spent so much time on AI. It's dynamically created the same way.
Rayloff, you want to get out of my... Rayloff, you are blocking the door.
That sounds familiar.
Okay. Oh, nothing like lag. Yeah, I'm going to have to friggin' tweak the settings in the launcher itself.
What is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Well, there's a big flying lizard breathing fire, so I'm going to just go on a limb and say yes.
Legends don't burn down.
There's one doing it right now, Jarl.
You'd think that they would be like, okay, we got to kill you like right now because we don't have time to do for ceremony or whatever. I got other work to do or other things to worry about.
We need to move now.
It's like, nah, you're fine. You're just,
Up through the tower. Let's go.
leader of the rebellion. He's fine. He's okay.
Now, there actually is a way to get outside of Helgen while still bound.
Oh.
If you time your jumps just... Oh, Lord.
Yeah, this whole entire first 10, 20 minutes was just a mess. I was like, what is going on? I wasn't sure what I was doing.
I've run more graphically intense games on this computer than Skyrim, and yet that's what's giving me the trouble right now.
See, when I see a dragon make a hole in a wall, I don't go through the hole. I go away from the hole. Or anything.
Yeah,
that makes
but
a hole
that's
in a wall.
really my only way out.
It's like, oh, there's a large explosion that caused a hole in a wall. Let's go through the hole in the wall. Like, what? Let's not go through the decrepit building that was just created.
Yeah, I really feel like maybe you don't go the way the
Fuck that
dragon
kid, man. I'm more important here. I'm the protagonist.
Oh yeah, this is where they give a bit of a tutorial of what to do when you finally get your gear or a sword or something.
Also, there is an exploit. Whoever you escape with is invincible, so you can increase your skills just by attacking him.
He just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he just ignores you.
Oh, that's awesome. He's a living dummy.
Basically. But because he still counts as an NPC... You mean the guy that was going to cut my head off without trial? Yeah, fuck that guy.
No, it's okay. He said he was sorry.
Yeah, actually, that's literally his whole explanation. I'm sure it was just a big misunderstanding. If you want to join the Imperial Legion.
Oops, sorry. We were going to kill you because of a clerical error.
Is there even a purpose? Like, do you need to join one side or the other, or side for one side? Because I don't think that's...
I mean, you can skip the Civil War if you really want to.
Yeah. I remember getting the option, but I was like, I just don't... Like, I could say it and I could just walk out of the room. Like, I don't care. Got stuff to do.
I personally prefer the Stormcloak path. You know, religious freedom and all that.
Oh, that was hilarious when I saw the Stormcloak with Ulfric fighting near the end of the story there. He was just, like, shouting everyone, and they were flying across the room, and you're just like, okay, I'll just stand here. Watch you guys play
It's
ragtime.
It's clear that you have this taken care of. Oh, my God. I hope that once we get out of the overworld with all the stuff going on, it'll improve. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go through the launcher settings and put it on low. I ran Mark of the Ninja remastered at 60 frames per second and did not have this problem. Why are you... Okay. Their history. Clearly know each other.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wish you actually had destroyable buildings and objects in this game. It would have changed things quite a lot.
Yeah,
that's a little too
you,
advanced
Imperial.
for the creation engine, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I've seen people do...
I was going to say the new engine is looking very good, but I don't know if it's that dynamic to facilitate destroyable objects and environments.
I think I'll never get over the fact that they just copy-pasted all of the dragon animations.
It's a little better.
And turned them into bats for the Scorch Beasts in Fallout 76.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I do recall the over the years there were sword experts or people who looked at fantasy weapons, like Scholargrim and what have you on YouTube. And they looked at the Daedric weapons, like the last weapons you could forge or find in Skyrim. And they look really cool, but they're completely impractical. They're designed...
I mean, to be fair, though, since they're Daedric weapons, they're essentially demons. The whole purpose of them is to inflict pain, not necessarily be practical.
Yeah, like on the user. The way you hold them, there's spikes everywhere. You got this nasty-looking blade thing that's hard to wield.
And now I'm free to...
grab some gear? Sure.
An iron war axe. That's better than nothing.
Sucks to be you, Gunner.
Oh, I remember this. Jeez. The inventory.
The inventory is lagging.
Really?
There we get it going. Or I had to go through all.
I don't understand. I've never understood Bethesda's obsession with the in medias res. We'll just stick you in a prison at the beginning of every game type of thing. It's just, I don't find it a good, effective way to start a game out.
It depends which game, because other companies have made Bethesda games for them, and like Fallout 2, and then you have New Vegas, and they sort of get you going after a certain time. Like Fallout 2 is like, here's a trial in a cave.
Okay, yeah, it is running a little better in this building, but it's still not ideal.
Yeah, it looks pretty janky actually.
I don't have a cursor now. There we go. Okay, what the hell? What's about Bethesda shitting the bed?
Oh, so you can cast magic right from the start? That's awesome.
To enjoy, Burst. You're just going to stand there and take it. I kind of respect that.
It's kind of like a very low-powered blowtorch. You're just like...
Basically.
Lighting a man on fire, he's like, is that supposed to hurt me? I guess it sort of hurts. It's like 80 degrees Celsius. You're like, it's kind of hot, but, you know, I could walk away from it. Yeah, the weight system always bothered me in these games. There's so many things, so many stuff to equip and find and get. And you travel all this far and you finally get to a dungeon and you just can't pick up stuff. It's like, okay, this is not good. Which is solved through mods, at least some games. I don't know what's about Skyrim, but some mods just give you no weight limit. And
yeah. There. Same damage. I prefer axes.
Let's get out of here.
Is that the Jarl or is that Ulfric?
That's Rayloff.
Oh. Sounds the same actor as the Jarl.
I don't know if that's the case or not.
I remember the first town was at Whitehaven or something like that? Whiterun?
Oh, the nearest major city is Whiterun. I'm going to friggin' get my settings adjusted before I go any further, because this is actually going to bug the crap out of me, if that's all right.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I can't even figure out how to X out of the game.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I'll be back in just a second. I just want to get the settings adjusted.
Sure.
Because it should not be running like that.
Right. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't know if there's anything running in the background on my computer that's making it run like that, or if it's just the fact that that is a Bethesda game.
That's probably a safe bet.
Yeah, it's kind of a given.
I mean, I'm playing Fallout 4 in my free time, and it seems like it crashes every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's normal. Although I've learned from a long time ago to play Fallout always in a window, especially New Vegas. So even with the mods,
I run New Vegas windowed for that exact reason.
Yeah, you kind of because if it crashes without when you're in non-windowed mode and it crashes, you have to pretty much alt control delete and log out as a user in order to get back to your desktop. It's pretty bad. So, unfortunately, because I mostly remember playing it full screen, and then I was like, wait a second, this can't be right. And then I found the glory of playing in a window, which is...
It runs better in a window for some reason.
It's the resolution's smaller.
I'm running Skyrim windowed, so...
Yeah.
There's that.
That's the part of playing with Bethesda games. I don't know about 76, but all the Bethesda games have to be played in a window for me at least.
That's okay, Skyrim. You load whenever you feel like it.
I do recall the
There we
loading
go.
screen taking not only the startup, but even like certain levels just took 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It's like, wow.
And not responding.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, Bethesda.
Fantastic.
Okay. Well, it moved a single frame. I'm glad I didn't pay for this game.
Oh, really? Isn't there a mod that has like a general bug fix mod that just keeps things from
The
crashing?
unofficial patch, but I need to friggin' reset the Bethesda net password so I can get access to the Bethesda sponsored mods.
Ah.
And I have to hope that the Skyrim unofficial patch is on there, like it is for the Fallout 4 supported mods.
Remember when they were going to charge for mods?
That was very specific ones. It didn't go well, then they made the Creation Club.
I know. I remember it.
I'm in a love-hate relationship with the Creation Club. Because on the one hand, it is just a paid mod, but on the other hand, they actually hired mod authors and content creators to make mods for it, and they're making money off of it. Sanguine is the Daedric Prince of Hedonism, Debauchery, and Dark Indulgence. He is more likely than most princes to take interest in immortal affairs. He also tries to spread merriment and joy, but usually just pisses everybody off. His quest is one of the more fun ones in this game. A Night to Remember. You ever get a chance to do the quest, I recommend it. You can start it by finding a man named Sam Guin just in one of the taverns. I usually find him in the Whiterun Tavern.
My favorite is how part of the quest as you talk to Isolde, and she has no separate reaction if you're married to her than she does if you're not.
That is pretty funny.
Because they didn't think that far ahead.
I guess it's a little better. Not really. I mean, it's still kind of janky, but it's not running at 15 frames a second.
Okay.
That's where I came from. Okay. Yes, thank you for telling me how to block, game. I know. I don't block because that's a worthless skill. I burn people alive because that's more fun. Door is barred from the other side. I'm glad.
I think that's been my main problem, I think, with Skyrim and Oblivion versus other games is there's no real sense of progression because of the level scaling, and like the combat is so simplistic. It's just swing, 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 swing.
How my friend Threadnought feels about it. He definitely prefers the Morrowind combat system. Because if you spend time with a dedicated weapon, that's what you will grow with, rather than one-handed or two-handed.
Right. I do like the idea that it's all based off the thing you do the most is what you get the skill in. Like, whatever you do, you learn. And if more games did that, I think it would be obviously much more uniform in those games, but you'd have a much more robust RPG experience that allows you to say, hey, I'm going to start doing this now. Whether it's a space game or a medieval game or whatever setting you're in, that you're free to just pick up a weapon and just start swinging, and then you should be able to find books or masters that would teach you a skill that you could use with that weapon after you're sufficiently good enough, or whatever the reason is. That's what I'd like to see in games in general.
Don't have any friggin' money on you? Does the Empire even pay their soldiers? Wow, the Empire does not pay their soldiers. Okay, now it's running a little better. I have to remember, it's E to take. You can't just click on it. Oh, friggin' Bethesda.
Dunn, let's get moving.
No, I thought I'd stick around and hope something bigger comes after my ass. Sounds like my kind of people, then. No, because I can't friggin' tell because the game won't stop lagging. And maces are a little too slow for my liking.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage.
Turn of the Dragonborn. I'll be taking that because I'm a dirty thief. Lockpicks.
I think I remember some people getting all the books in the game and then manually moving them to their bookshelf in their home.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, but there's nothing to read.
It's one of the...
I'm not going to be able to pick because of the lag. This is...
Oh, yeah. I don't know if this is going to work.
It worked!
Yay!
That is not how lockpicking works. A spell tome, Sparks. If you read that, you learn the spell sparks. Oh, but you pay the prisoners, but you don't pay the guards. That... What kind of logic is that? I almost burned you gentlemen alive. And lady. I have to remember there's a lady there too. Ever noticed that in imperial controlled cities there's no female guards? But in Stormlock controlled cities there are female guards? Empire is sexist, confirmed.
Either that or the Stormcloaks are so desperate for personnel that they bring women in as active combat.
Both, maybe?
Maybe. Although, I mean, the second in command of the Empire's army is a woman. At least in Skyrim.
Yeah. But you are cool with Bretons, right?
I think one of the... What was her name? Was it Claudia Christine? She was one of the one of the actors in Babylon 5. I think I picked up her voice actor or her voice in Skyrim. I don't remember which one.
Okay, the lag just got worse.
I think
the animation for the flames is not even going.
Oh.
I don't think this is going to work out.
Okay. I mean, it is kind of laggy in general. Maybe it's the connection or whatever graphic settings you got going.
I literally put it as low as they can go.
Oh.
Why is it that friggin' piece of shit Toshiba I had ran this game better than... Then again, that was just the Game of the Year edition, not the Legendary edition. Still, it's the same game. It's just giving me the friggin'... I don't even know what to do here. Trying to think of your name right now. You said you had Oblivion?
I do have Oblivion. I could try that. Give me a minute here. I just gotta run and take care of something.
Okay.
And I'll try getting it to actually work.
So is Oblivion or Morrowind the one that the fans like? Because it always seems to be a mix of one or the other. I don't know why. I never played them. Is there like a certain thing about Oblivion?
Oblivion has more ways to fulfill quests. Morrowind feels more like an actual RPG with how its combat system works, and how you build your stats based on how you perform in combat.
Let's see where this goes.
All right, let's see if I can get Oblivion to work.
All right.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna go ahead
Ginga
and...
Man wanted to come on here.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 5 messages from him. Okay, I'm just gonna give up on Skyrim because that's just not working.
Be like that sometimes.
Sorry about that.
That's how it goes.
I don't know why Skyrim just didn't want to run properly.
Who knows?
Maybe it's just because the game isn't optimized very well.
It just works.
Sir Axe, not much was your username.
Yes. It was siraxealot, and then I changed it.
Oblivion is one that I have been interested to play.
You
I
need
might
to know the
pick it up.
deep lore. Okay.
Yay.
The Elder Scrolls IV. Oblivion.
IV. It's keeping it alive.
New game.
Even friggin' Oblivion even has a dedicated modding community. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Although that is something I will give Bethesda more credit on than other studios. They actually give a shit about their modding community and their fan base. Because they know damn they're the ones keeping their game alive.
Oh, hi, Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Yay.
Just for the
I didn't
beginning of the
realize
game,
that-
nothing else.
I didn't realize that was Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart and his son Sean Bean.
Yeah,
I mean, not being overly campy actor, so I didn't realize that was Patrick Stewart.
Is that like his
All
only...
right. What race do I want to be?
I mean, what did Seraph pick?
I mean, I went with Breton.
Oh,
I
at least,
must have some mods installed. These look way too nice.
at least something other than Breton, just to...
Wow, the
Check
elves look pretty good. That's pretty... Compared to Skyrim, the elves...
Elves don't look like they're going to steal my soul in Oblivion.
Yeah,
so-
I must have mods installed. I haven't played this game in like a year and a half, but I
I
must
know
have
the character
mods
models in
on here.
Oblivion are like really fucking ugly.
Because look at this model. This looks way better than actual Oblivion models.
I mean, it still doesn't look good, but it looks better.
No, but it looks way better than Oblivion model. The textures are a lot better too. Look at that.
I know. But it's like, oh my god, a friggin'
Have
high
you
elves in
heard of the
Skyrim look
high
like they're gonna
elves?
steal your soul.
Yeah, I was gonna say pick High Elf anyway, so...
Have you heard of the high elves?
No.
Bastards, I fucking hate them.
All right. Let's go with blue eye. And I'll be
Oh,
really
blue
low.
eyes and a high elf. I see how it is.
Such
Yes.
blasphemy.
Yes.
Make them blonde for good measure. Just
Oh,
to
yes.
really get in.
Blonde, blue-eyed High Elf.
Oh god. I am a terrible person.
I mean, I'll say this: Oblivion is so beloved to the point where there's literally a modding project to rebuild the entirety of Oblivion in Skyrim.
That doesn't surprise me. There was
Yes.
a modding project to rebuild New Vegas in Fallout 4's engine.
What should his name be?
And it had Bethesda's blessing on top of that.
What the new Vegas in 4?
Yes.
Jeez, not surprised.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while.
What should my character's name be here?
I mean, the Breton was Joe Mama, so maybe Ligma?
Oh, and by the way, not just Oblivion in Skyrim. I think Morrowind in Skyrim too.
That doesn't surprise me either.
And at this
And
point,
how Todd Howard of Bethesda.
at this point, it's like I honestly don't think they could make a game like Arena with the current standards. Honestly,
Why not?
I mean, wasn't Arena the literally the entire kingdom you could explore?
I think so. And honestly, Elder Scrolls Arena sounds more like a fighting game than an RPG.
Yeah, Arena you could explore all of Tamriel in the same game.
It was procedurally generated.
Exactly.
All right.
I forget what they used for Daggerfall though.
This guy's a fucking dick.
I know. My fatigue is low because I'm throwing hands at the door.
Although in the Dark Brotherhood quest line, you get to come back and kill that guy.
Yep. Oblivion. See, this is the issue with Oblivion versus Skyrim. Is the quests in Oblivion are so much like there's so much more variety to them. A lot of them are very samey, but there's also a lot of like ones that are kind of that have more thought put into them than go get the thing from the cave full of Draugr.
I personally prefer to go get the thing from the cave full of cannibals.
Wasn't there DLC for Skyrim that let you like explore a little chunk of Morrowind? Was it the Dragonborn DLC?
Yes,
I
but
believe so.
Solstheim, I think. Yeah, I think Solstheim is under the authority of Morrowind.
Yeah, I remember it, and Darngard was just an entirely new area in Skyrim.
Stay put, prisoner.
It's sad that that there was that whole cut ending for the Dragonborn DLC where you can like redeem him.
That I did not know.
It's like I think it's
Uriel Septem.
I think it's either still in the game, just inaccessible, or people found the files and modded that ending back in. I don't remember which.
Kind of interesting, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the guy, when you meet him the first time and when you, like, in the lead up to that final battle against him, it's like, he's a dick.
I love how it's like, there's a prisoner in this cell, and we have to open the door to get out. May as well just let the prisoner leave.
It's like, yeah, the Emperor said that you're cool, so it's your lucky day, prisoner.
The Emperor said that he had a dream about you.
Yeah, big deal, buddy. I got nightmares, too.
There's a goblin here early on where it doesn't notice you. So you can just sit sneaking behind it and max out your sneak right away.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like just like the exploit from that
I'm dead.
Skyrim earlier. It's like you can just keep stabbing the guy.
I
in the
wasn't
back
paying
and getting it
attention.
In Skyrim, where you can just attack Hadvar Ralof over and over again and get your whatever skill you want maxed out.
Everyone goes for sneak because sneak is broken in Skyrim.
Apparently, I have a character named Ghost Recon.
Sneak is a stupid amount of
rip.
Cool. Sneak is a stupid amount of fun in Skyrim, though.
Not just sneak, specifically stealth archer, just to like break the game in half.
Why is this character level 61?
Because it's 8 levels away from being the funny number.
Good
God, how many saves do you have?
Not all of these are me. But I mean, look at when these saves are from.
Like, how many saves do you have?
Yes. 2010.
How many saves do you have? Yes.
I don't know, a few hundred.
100. Oh my.
I mean, I did a friggin' New Vegas playthrough of... Well, I was originally going to go with the NCR, but I met a passive-aggressive robot that had some really good points, so I chose him.
NCR all the way, bitch.
I like the passive-aggressive robot.
NCR all the way is a funny way to say Mr. House.
Oh my God! If you do the House playthrough, but you kill President Kimball, Why in the world would you attack President Kimball?
He tried to make me pay taxes.
I went all the way.
Understandable.
I went all the way to Mr. House's like actual body, and I didn't give a fuck. I just headshot him.
I'm genuinely curious. What happens if you just go into the Lucky 38 and immediately kill Mr. House?
You can't.
You don't get paid.
And like, I don't think you can immediately go to like his body in the basement, can you?
No.
If you go to the terminal and get in.
Well, you could try.
All right, everyone. What kind of weapons am I going to be
I'm
primarily
gonna have to boot up
using?
New Vegas later and test that out.
I mean, what do you got right now? What do you have so far?
I just have a sword. Literally, I just started the game.
Look out! He's got a sword.
I say stick with one-handed for now.
I mean, with one-handed you get a shield, and one-handed shield Oblivion is really good.
Exactly.
Although one thing I don't like about some of the earlier Bethesda games is weapon durability. It's more realistic. Yeah, well, so is having to stop and take a shit every now and then. I don't want that in an RPG either. And you know damn well somebody out there made a game where you have to do that. Sapphire. Shiny rock.
Lockpicking in this game is a pain in the neck. And I don't like it. Oh yeah, it's not one-handed. It's blade and blunt, and
I'd say stick with blade.
of course I'm also a high elf, so I think I have extra magic. I like that there's just a zombie in the sewers.
Is it still a shame that the one time I played New Vegas, I didn't do any of the DLC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
That's the last thing I do, but
absolutely riveting combat.
Oh, yeah.
I friggin' love the Honest Hearts DLC.
It's
if you have the Sneering Imperialist perk, not only do you deal additional damage against the White Legs, you have unique dialogue options with the tribals.
What was the DLC? What was the DLC where half your body gets turned into cybernetics?
That was the Old World Blues, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It rips out your heart, spine, and brain. Elaborates too much. Doesn't leave.
Yeah, Honest Hearts is terrific.
I just finished playing it actually.
You have again with the Sneering Imperialist perk. If you choose the option to drive the White Legs out of New Canaan, you have a unique dialogue option where
put a cap in General Gobbledygook over.
Yes, put a cap in General Gobbledygook.
And then there's Ulysses.
Ulysses talks too much, but
You mean you lit bear, bull, bear, bull, bear, bull, bear.
Yeah, he talks too much, but then again, English isn't his first language, so it's a little more forgiving.
His first language only has 2 words, and the words are bear and bull.
Funny. I can understand why people don't like Ulysses. He talks too much, but the actual storyline to Lonesome Road is pretty interesting.
My favorite DLC is still Dawn Guard from Skyrim, honestly.
That is a good DLC.
Oh, plus, your buddy Threadnought is in the chat talking about how much better the Morrowind combat is.
Yeah, like I said, I was going to mention, he likes Morrowind.
You want to come in here and contest that? Bring it on.
I can just stay walking against this cave wall for the next 2 hours, and I'll have 100 sneak. I'm not going to, but I could.
I mean, if
that's the kind of game this is. You can just be like, yeah.
I mean, if Smud's okay with someone pulling Threadnought in and having the combat debate, I won't contest. It's his choice. It's his stream, ultimately.
All right. That's enough out of you. Let's get this mortar and pestle. That'll be the only time I use alchemy for this playthrough.
I was never a big fan of the alchemy and Elder Scrolls in general.
Because it sucks.
Okay, with Elder Scrolls Skyrim, you can make some really stupid, broken potions. Of course, you can make a really with smithing. You can make a really stupid, broken wooden sword of butt-splintering death.
Well, so with spellcrafting in this game, you can make this super busted drain life spell, and it'll just be like drain like 100 points of health on touch, and it basically can one-shot anything.
Remind me,
I'm gonna have to play Oblivion now. That sounds fun.
And don't forget, if you max out your chameleon, the AI can't detect you anymore.
Doesn't Elder Scrolls have skill checks?
I'm sorry?
Doesn't Elder Scrolls have skill checks?
Yes and no. Like your skill does play a factor into things, but there's no like unique dialogue options or anything locked behind skill levels like in Fallout.
I think
that's something that does bother me about Fallout. You cannot pick this lock. You have to have a lockpicking of 75 to pick this lock. Bitch, my lockpick is 74. Just let me try. I know how to pick a lock.
Of course.
What I love about this intro is that you spend all this time like dicking around in these caves in between two sewer areas, and in the whole time you're down here, the Emperor and his escort get like 10 feet.
They're not. It's the government. They're not good at. They're not efficiently able to do anything. Like goblins in a cave. I've seen this anime. It doesn't end well. Get out now.
This is why I'm not a hand-to-hand specialist.
But Seraph, his light armor skill. But Seraph, his light armor skill increased.
And his butthole size is going to increase too.
I mean, hey, if it's a skill, go for it.
That's one thing I'm going to friggin' say about Japan and their censorship laws. Mortal Kombat is too violent. Meanwhile, you have an anime where a character gets raped every episode. That's perfectly acceptable.
Meanwhile, Mortal Kombat is banned, but yet they still allowed God of War through Capcom.
That's a weird technicality, but okay. Oh,
Yeah,
and like I said, you have an anime where characters get raped every single episode.
I'm not
You
kidding.
see what I'm talking about? We made it like 10 feet.
I'm not even kidding, and Smud knows for a fact I've mentioned this before, that God of War made it to Japan through Capcom.
I did not know that. That's weird.
At least the first game. I don't know about... I think 2 and 3 also made it to Japan. Because I know for a fact because there's also... They do have the Japanese language track.
How do you know that I'm not one of them? What if I was one of them?
I love that. Zoom.
I seriously didn't realize that was Patrick Stewart. That doesn't sound like Patrick Stewart.
Come on.
I mean, in something like Lords of Shadow, it's more obvious.
All right, which sign was I born under?
Is there one that says the assassin?
I'll let chat decide. Chat, somebody who's here, which sign was I born under?
Oh, Thread, pick the sign.
Thread not. Pick the sign. Tell me what sign I was born under.
Let us wait for the response.
Does Threadnought mean if Dreadnought means fear nothing, does Threadnought mean so nothing?
I don't know.
JS is saying Atronach.
No, we gave Threadnought the choice. Hold on.
Atronach would be interesting.
I
don't
know
think I've ever
Atronach is
done
like the
the
most
Atronach.
broken standing stone in Skyrim because, I just absorb all magic damage now. I'm about to make a wizard my bitch.
Alright, Threadnought saying either Atronach or Apprentice. Which one?
I mean, I wasn't gonna be a mage, but that's really great,
Okay.
Uriel Septim. I've seen this intro so many times, I just don't want to bother with this.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, Boris.
With all the things Patrick Stewart is in, and yet ironically he's in next to no Star Trek games. Not even online.
That's because he doesn't care about being Captain Picard.
But Star Trek Picard. Oh wait.
Well, if it's a movie, he'll do it. But if it's anything related to Star Trek, yeah, he won't do it.
Well, and I mean,
Yeah,
he was Captain Picard for Picard because he wanted to comment on current events.
Oh
Had
God,
nothing to do with any love for the character.
that whole thing where he says like, "I came back because they had to do at least like 10 different things for me before I even considered the idea." It's like, was that like the amount of zeros at the end of your check, or like what?
Yeah.
Like what do you?
I was gonna say, and yet the guy still does games like Lords of Shadow and Oblivion.
Yeah, which are ridiculous for dialogue.
That's Patrick Stewart we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a funny actor. Like I friggin' love him as Audrey Bullock in American Dad.
Counter argument. He's woke now.
I mean, he's still a funny actor.
Fair point.
Like I try
Yeah,
not
you
to
could be
like.
a funny actor. Like I just assume all actors have brain dead politics.
And I love how every single one of them are bitching on Twitter right now.
Oh my God,
I know.
it's hilarious. Some
Like
of them,
Jameson Price, who just said he's not going to voice non-white characters in any of his voice roles unless they're Japanese.
Okay, good for you, bro.
He's like,
No one cares.
He's like, maybe if they're Japanese, maybe if being Japanese is an essential part of their character, it's like you are probably most famous for voicing a cafe shop owner who his entire bit is that he makes Japanese style curry.
That's Sojiro Sakura, right? In Persona?
Yeah, with the very American name Sojiro Sakura, yes. Although I know him for playing Lu Bu. But
Okay, to
that's
be
me.
fair, curry is fucking awesome.
Oh, it is. I love Japanese curry.
I prefer more of a Thai style curry.
Oh, Thai curry is amazing.
There's a Thai. There's a city. The city I work in. There's a Thai place there. Oh my God, the Facebook reviews of it. One person, white guy. This is not Thai food. I ordered some kind of friggin' tofu Thai curry bullshit. This is not Thai food. The friggin' owner chimes in, dude, I'm from Thailand.
People are wild.
It's like, first of all, you order tofu curry. There's your problem.
Yeah. Please get it with meat.
Get pork, get chicken. Hell, if you're feeling wild, shrimp or steak.
I love Thai curry.
Oh my God, it's savory. It's got the
Make
spice.
it as like hot as possible and just
Absolutely.
mainline it into my veins.
You obliterated that guy.
The freaking Thai restaurant I like going to, it literally has a warning on their menus: no refunds because food too spicy.
I actually have had to tell, because I have a pretty high tolerance for spicy food.
I'm Mexican. I have to have a high tolerance for spice.
I have actually had to tell people at Chinese and Thai restaurants, I've had to be like, listen, I want this spicy, and when I say spicy, I mean actually spicy. I do not mean white people hot. I mean hot.
Set me on fire, spicy.
Light my asshole on fire.
It's like I want to be suffering while I eat this. Oh, but it's so good. Thai curry is
okay, to be fair, there's not all Thai food is spicy. Like you get a pad Thai that's more savory.
Of course, not all Thai food is spicy, but spicy, like Thai red curry, please just mainline that into me.
It depends where you go, really. Some Thai places they'll give like a rating, like how hot do you want it. Usually from
the one I go to actually does that. I always get it just middle of the road spicy because it's their middle of the road spicy is about 3 times more than what a typical white person could handle.
There's a place by me that does that. They do a 1 to 10 scale for spicy for their sauces, so I always do 8 because I'm told that 9 and 10 it's like, because to me, like, I want it to be spicy, but there also has to be there becomes a point where it's like this doesn't taste like anything anymore. It's just hot.
Spicy needs to be complementary to a meal.
Right.
It doesn't need to be the entire meal. Yeah,
so 7 and 8 is like the sweet spot at this place for where it's like it before, because 9 and 10 this is just pain. This doesn't taste like anything anymore.
It's like the atomic wings at Wingstop, like bottom ones. They don't taste like anything. It's just heat. It just burns.
Buffalo wings don't taste like anything anyway because they're just pepper and butter.
Jeez.
That's all buffalo sauce is. It's hot sauce with butter in it.
Damn.
You can like making my own friggin' chicken wings. What I do is I friggin' marinate
I love hot
them.
wings, just
like,
not buffalo.
I make my own. I marinate my chicken wings in a buffalo sauce overnight, and then I roll them in a mixture of ginger, ground up a whole sleeve of powderized Ritz crackers, chili powder, paprika, cayenne, onion powder, and garlic powder.
Oh, see, now you're talking about like an actual like seasoning. You're not talking about hot sauce and butter.
True, but that sounds you marinate
good.
them, but you do marinate them in the buffalo sauce overnight, and then you friggin' drizzle honey over them, and then bake them at 400 for about 45 minutes.
What is my class here?
Clearly, you want to go. Okay, magic works for me.
Well, I'm the Atronach, so like I have to actually take advantage of the fact that I have magic now.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I like about the Elder Scrolls is there is a lot of freedom to level up. I do like that.
Especially with Skyrim, you can just be pretty much whatever the hell you want.
Although leveling up these stats at per level is much more properly implemented in another action game series with melee timing-based melee combat that we call Dark Souls. That is a vastly superior combat system. Of course, they're completely separate games.
I'm going to disagree. Dark Souls is a little clumsy at times.
The first one, yeah. I've
only ever played some of the first one. I can't get past the Kappa Demon. I'm fixing just to fucking give up and play the second game.
Skip the second one. Play.
Go straight to 3.
Yeah.
I might just play Dark Souls 3 and just because from what I understand, Dark Souls 3 is a lot more refined in its combat and controls.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm going to say it now, Dark Souls is not that hard. If you pay attention and get your timing right, it's not that hard. You just have to pay attention. It's not a hack and slash. You're not some cracked out monkey with a knife.
No, that is
a fun game to play. Playing cracked out monkey with a knife is a fun game.
This might sound like a hot take, but in my opinion, I like Dark Souls 3 a lot more than the first 2 combined.
I don't think that's a super hot take.
Despite the fact that Dark Souls 3 is very much a play-it-safe retread of most of the stuff in 1, lore-wise.
Yeah, but it's a retread of 1 lore-wise, but gameplay-wise, it's much more refined.
Oh, yeah.
Although
cracked out monkey with a knife is Metal Gear Rising, by the way.
Yeah. I think Elden Ring has much better refined the combat, although I actually rate Elden Ring 4th on my Soulsborne tier list.
I've heard Elden Ring is pretty good.
It is.
I actually liked the first Soulsborne style game I played was Jedi Fallen Order. I really liked it.
You know, I've heard that is a Soulsborne type.
It is a Souls style game, and by the way, force slowdown is broken. It's just broken. It trivializes basically every boss fight, but to be fair, it is kind of fun. That's kind of Dark Souls in itself. find a way to break the game clean in half, and then that takes away.
Oh, absolutely. That's the fun part about Dark Souls. I will tell you, the first time I played it, the first Dark Souls, I got stuck in the same place you are.
Yeah,
I got
although
stuck
I have
on the
learned
cap
that you can cheese it by chucking firebombs over the wall, but you gotta get the angle right.
Or
I did it
dung
that way.
eyes. That's funnier.
No, I did fire bombs. I grinded souls for that one. I just one shot the bitch.
Really, all you need to do is walk through the fog gate and immediately dodge roll.
Tried that. Although I have managed to get up onto those stairs where he's not supposed to be able to get to me. He was literally on the stairs next to me and freaking rammed his sword into me. Oh, Dark Souls and your fucking jank.
I'm just doing what Threadnought is telling me in the chat right now for
I have half a mind to just.
This is just like this is background stuff for which spell school has drain life?
I want to say that's destruction, but it could be restoration because Bane of the Undead, drain the vitality of the I don't know.
If I may ask, it's like Smud. Should we just bite the bullet and bring Thread in here? Why not?
For what?
He wants to argue that Morrowind has better combat.
Morrowind has a better combat concept, I will admit, because if you spend time with a polearm, you're going to be better with polearms than a sword.
Well, to be fair,
I get the logic where he comes from on that.
Yes.
I'm just like a more simple style. This is a one-handed weapon, you're good at one-handed stuff. This is two-handed weapons, you're good at two-handed stuff. I prefer simplicity over
the Skyrim method, right?
Yeah, I prefer a little there's nothing wrong with simplicity rather than making something a little more complicated than it needs to be. There's no need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, the way Skyrim did it was simple, but it was well executed for the most part.
Not to mention the combat finishers are really fucking satisfying.
Oh, yes. And unique for each weapon, too. That helps.
Well, that's not truly unique for each weapon. There are some that are reused for weapons. I literally have seen the one-handed decapitation with a sword for the Mace of Molag Bal, which is honestly kind of funny.
I think it is divided between blades and blunts, isn't it?
Yes, but for some reason, the Mace of Molag Bal, the game thinks it's a blade. Even though it's classified as a mace and it's coding, it's weird. It's Bethesda!
It just works.
All right, it's time to deliver the amulet. The gate is barred.
Why can't you just keep the amulet? That thing's got to be worth some fucking septums.
He says Oblivion and Skyrim's combat is better for newcomers, which I would agree with.
I definitely agree with that.
You have to adjust your expectations for Morrowind, especially if you're going back to it from Oblivion, because you have to realize that you're going to be missing a lot of the time.
And with Skyrim to Oblivion, it's more or less the same. It's just, I think Skyrim technically it's a little faster.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Skyrim's another game I've only ever played once. But unlike
I've put several hundred hours into Skyrim, so.
But I've played Skyrim all of once. But unlike New Vegas, I have played the Skyrim DLC.
If we do Fallout 1, I could host Fallout New Vegas, or as I call it, Fallout New Save every 10 seconds.
I would do a Fallout discussion. Fallout was actually one of our possible topics. It just didn't win. People voted for Assassin's Creed for some reason.
I don't know enough about Assassin's Creed.
I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after Syndicate, so.
I am interested to play Black Flag and Rogue.
Black Flag is probably my second favorite.
I've heard Black Flag is up there in terms of the best Assassin's Creed games.
What'd you say, Ginga?
Where does 2 rank for you?
First.
Of course it does. For me, it's
two is like in my top 10 favorite games of all time.
For me, it's a tie between 4 and Brotherhood, honestly.
Because 2 is when they took the formula of
parkour, open world.
Parkour, the stealth.
Yeah, 2 is when they took the formula and really refined it, and then after that it became Ubislop.
I will say that Brotherhood did involve a lot more components that 2 was leading to.
Brotherhood and Revelations felt like expansion packs to 2 more than they felt like their own games.
So basically, the way Miles Morales is for Spider-Man.
Why wasn't Miles Morales just a deal? And I'm going to say this:
I think it was supposed to be a DLC.
Far Cry New Dawn. Why wasn't that a DLC? Because that's clearly just a deal. That's clearly just a DLC pack to Far Cry 5.
The one I remember was supposed to be DLC for a game, but was turned into its own thing. Was Assassin's Creed Mirage?
Yeah,
going to be a DLC for Valhalla.
Going to be a DLC for Valhalla, but they made it its own thing.
They made it its own game that takes place 3 centuries before 1. Now, a lot of people thought Mirage was going to be the remake of 1, but
it looks like it's going to be a return to form as well.
I really hope so.
In Assassin's Creed Red, we finally get our feudal Japan Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, finally.
I've only been asking for that for like 15 years.
Was it since the Ezio trilogy we've been asking for that damn game?
Pretty much, because
I think that would have been a no-brainer for them.
What you had,
because back with Ezio, a whole bunch of like time periods were teased, like with the ciphers from Subject 16.
Yep.
And then we talked about having an Assassin's Creed game set in World War II, where you play as a German SS defector, serving as a spy for the Order and Templar.
Yeah, we were actually
temporarily alliance.
I mean, I actually wanted to leave that for Sunday with Thread and Eric.
There's a little teaser for that where you and Threadnought can talk about that.
Yeah. Long story short, they did already touch on that a little bit in Unity with the Helix riffs.
Those were confusing.
They did a. Sorry.
All the subplots or the subquests with the Helix. There's other things in the games as well that they're too outside. Like once you get away from the time period, everything gets sort of messy, and they go into the whole.
There's also Syndicate also did an entire. I don't know if it was DLC, but they did it like a separate side.
Oh yeah, the weird flash forward where you play as the main character's granddaughter or daughter or something.
Yeah. You can summarize her as Jacob's granddaughter. Looks like Evie.
It's not that surprising. That's just reusing assets. Plus, they are related. So,
where you meet Winston Churchill.
Okay.
And she asks him to vote to allow women to vote, and he says, "Yeah, okay, that sounds good." And then he wouldn't historically for about another 30 years.
Why not you have a meeting where you can meet Jack Churchill? You know, the guy who stormed Normandy with a fucking broadsword and a longbow playing bagpipes?
Oh, because that would be too interesting.
The thing with Churchill,
just imagine you're a Kraut in a machine gun bunker, laying down fire on the Allied forces, and suddenly you hear "God Save the Queen" playing on bagpipes behind you.
Oh, someone in chat asked if Hitler had the Apple of Eden. The answer is yes, he did. Canonically, he was given the Apple of Eden by FDR.
I hate that the RPG Assassin's Creed games retcon some of the the cipher messages from 2. Literally the one about the fact that before Origins, Abel founded the Assassins and Cain founded the Templars. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
That was one of the Subject 16 cipher messages. That was one of the things you decoded from him.
Interesting. But on that, but
yeah.
But again, the Hitler having the Apple of Eden thing is something we talked as Ginga Man and I talked about last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
in a different conversation, which again is relevant for the Smudcast Sunday.
The Smudtalk this Sunday, actually. That one so far is going to be guaranteed 4 people. It's going to be me, Smud, Eric, and Thread. At least.
Listen to while I work on Gundam kits.
Yes.
Because I've got a real grade,
know
a
what?
master grade, and 2 high grades I got to put together.
To go back to
By the way, I bought the real grade and master grade before these 2 high grades, and yet
I
still
am
haven't
going to
touched
leave
them.
the arena now and rest and do something more interesting.
to go back to Elder Scrolls, it's like when Elder Scrolls, when Skyrim finally got ported to a Nintendo system, it's like it was still so weird that they gave you the Zelda stuff.
That is a fun Easter egg though. If you have a Breath of the Wild Link amiibo, you can get the Master Sword and his tunic.
I'm just like, is that
Why can't I leave the Imperial City?
I mean, if I can ask, like, if anyone in chat knows if the Zelda gear is even any good.
I mean, I don't know.
What?
I didn't play Skyrim on the Switch, so
That's why I'm asking chat, Yin. I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's right. You meet Karl Marx in
Syndicate, yeah. That made me cringe.
You aren't allowed to beat him to death with your bare hands.
damn it!
That made me cringe. I'm just like, okay, Marx is in this game. I'm just like, okay, get him away from me. I have to do the missions, but get him away from me. Like it's like in that game, Marx literally says like it could make the means of production or some shit like that. And I'm just like, ugh, really.
Apparently.
Honestly, I prefer the Darwin Dickens side story over Marx.
You meet 3 guys named Charles.
Charles.
People talk about Charles
Dickens,
Darwin, but
Dickens,
Charles Darwin was a
and Marx.
devout. I mean, Charles Darwin was a devout Christian.
What?
So a lot of people don't actually seem to realize or understand.
Ginga, do you know what do you know the origin of the name Charles?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the game specifically.
It's from the German Karl. It means the same thing. It's the same name.
Not relevant
Carl
to
and Charles. It's
irrelevant to the game.
Carl, that kills people.
The only thing I know about, I mean, it's like
mage tallow candles. I have to go get candles for this stupid thing.
I thought candles were illegal.
Maybe.
So are they working on a 6th game? I know that it's been rumored that they...
Oh, it got teased like...
Elder Scrolls 6 has been confirmed. We just don't know when it's going to happen.
We know next to nothing other than the fact that it is in active development now.
Okay, because everything's been so far Starfield and Fallout.
Well, Starfield's been in fucking development since before Skyrim.
It was like Elder Scrolls 6 was heavily rumored after the release of Elder Scrolls Online, and people were just like memeing about that. And then more recently, they finally confirmed, yes, Elder Scrolls 6 is in active development now.
Which is assuming it's using the new engine.
It makes me wonder where it's going to be set, actually.
I assume it is. At this point, it has to be, just for the sake of keeping it to modern standards.
I think the rumor was that it was set in Elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
We have the Elsewhere expansion for ESO for that.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. Doesn't Elder Scrolls let you go to all of Tamriel?
ESO, yes, there are expansions
Pretty
for Tamriel, Hammerfall.
So at this point, with all of the expansions, ESO is basically an arena remake.
In a way, yes.
From a certain way, like it lets you go to all of the locations at some point with the expansions. So.
And I think you can buy and access the expansions whenever the hell you want, unlike Destiny 2, where you remember this friggin' thing you paid $30 for? You're not allowed to use that. You're not allowed to play that quest line anymore because screw you.
What happened?
Why are you not wearing a shirt?
Why is his name Theif? You see that? It's spelled wrong.
Theif. I didn't catch that at first. And why is he not wearing a shirt?
I think these are Theif and Pickpocket here are probably mod characters.
I'm just like, what the hell, man?
There's been some terrible trouble at the chapel in Anvil.
What name for a town is Anvil?
Real question is, why isn't the Mystic Emporium open yet?
Probably because it's... Huh. Yeah, it's after 8 a.m. It should be open. I guess I can look up Mystic Emporium hours for you.
You know, it looks a lot better than I remember it.
That guy looks like Chad. Looks like the Chad meme.
Yeah, right.
What, the Giga Chad?
Yeah.
You must have a lot of mods installed on this.
I think I have some texture mods and stuff. Like I think I remember installing a mod that's supposed to like add life to the Imperial City.
Oh.
Which is why there's all these random pickpockets.
Addition of the content that adds Fort Frost Crag Spire, the door to the Mystic Emporium shuts permanently.
What?
It's some kind of conflict. With the addition of the content that adds the Frost Crag Spire, the door to the Mystic Emporium shuts permanently.
That makes no sense.
It's some kind of conflict.
This is definitely a mod. Look at the font on the ship sign.
The
store sign. I mean, this whole upper level must be mods. I think Antis Vannon is trying to get into his house or his store.
Unlocking it will put a bounty on you. Although the act of unlocking the door will place bounty unless you use a spell to unlock it, you will get a bounty put on you.
Okay.
So I think if you get the unwelcomed guest spell to unlock hard doors, it'll just fucking work for you.
I have a brute force way of doing this.
FBI, open up.
Okay, yeah, unlock. Yep, there you go. I was gonna say, just use the console.
The console.
Oh, you're still trespassing.
The meta solution.
Oh, what the frickin' hell? Oh, Bethesda games.
That's expensive.
It's called open up the console and give yourself 200 million septums.
I'm never going to use this character again. Why not?
That's what I do every time I play through Fallout. New save every 10 seconds.
I forget what the item code for gold is.
I'll bring it up.
Google.
To the Google Mobile. Da 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 da.
So there's some sort of quest item in here, or what?
It's items to let me spellcraft for the DLC area.
Okay.
So you downloaded a mod which blocked that. That's fun.
Apparently there was some mod conflict that...
What? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
The base install of the game has to be blocked because you installed a mod. It's like, what? Sounds like not a good way to patch a game or to add content to a game. You have to remove other content.
Console command gold. Object ID 0000000F.
Well, that's the same in New Vegas.
And
same engine.
And as well as Skyrim, presumably Fallout 4. Yeah, it's just F.
Yep.
And just give yourself a shitload of gold.
I suddenly have a lot of money in my pocket.
I also like doing that whenever I play Skyrim or New Vegas because it's like, you know what? I don't care. Oh, by the way, don't use skill increase because that'll increase your level, not your gear, and then you'll have dragons spawn that you don't have the equipment to kill, and they'll just end you. immediately.
Feather 300 points for 360
Ask me how I
seconds
know.
on self. What was I looking for? Paralyze on touch. I don't think she has it.
Let's charge it.
I'm gonna go now.
Welcome to the. I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Everyone offers the finest goods and lowest prices in all of Cyrodiil. Kill, moderate. Kill, weak. I have a feeling those are mod spells.
Honestly, that I was gonna say that sounds more like we've been reading Catcher in the Rye. A collective reading of Catcher in the Rye, Chapter 1. Kill John Lennon. Kill John Lennon. Kill John Lennon.
What did John Lennon do to you?
He talks funny. I fucking love that.
He said the
I love
N-word. That's what he did. He said the N-word.
I mean, he probably did. I mean, I freaking love that.
He has
joke
a
in
song with the N-word in the title.
I freaking love that joke in South Park. The boys have to read Catcher in the Rye. They're all excited because it's been on the banned book list. It's supposed to be dirty and sexy and vulgar, and it's not. And
It's really just Holden Caulfield whining.
Yeah.
And then you have Butter, and then Butter treats it. Kill John Lennon.
Thank you for your.
It is still a good book to read, though, but not what people.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a read someday.
I read
And maybe
part of it.
maybe that'll inspire me to kill John Lennon. Oh wait, he's dead.
Apparently, whatever one of these mods I have installed doesn't let me leave the Imperial City if I'm inside the Imperial City.
What?
What are these?
It's probably a mod conflict where fast travel gets screwy.
Yeah, I think because it added a bunch of areas to the Imperial City.
Yeah, I've never heard of mods preventing you from using the game. That's a weird problem to have.
Over to Breville.
You're going to Brazil? That joke didn't work. I'm sorry.
The movie Brazil.
Sure.
I'm sorry. That joke didn't work.
Hey, buddy. The fair deal.
Is that a dog or a rat?
Synchronized drinking.
Nice.
Oh, these must be mod characters.
Jeez, what's
This
this?
character's name is Asura.
This is hilarious. She's got this helmet on and she's drinking.
Why does she have anime eyes?
We went from the less than 10 frames a second Skyrim to the mod busted
This
Mars.
is so funny.
I desynced them.
This is like watching that balance water bird thing. That
Do they not have dentistry in Cyrodiil?
Nope.
I feel sorry for the orcs.
Fighters Guild.
Oh, that's who the orcs. The orcs are based off of the British. That makes sense.
Hi.
Hello.
I guess that makes Argonians the French.
Okay.
Take a chance on the warlock's luck.
I just love the zoom-ins. It just cracks me up.
I know. Flame touch, fortify fatigue, yada yada, heat shell. What was I looking for? It's paralyze on touch, or paralyze or something, which he doesn't have. Maybe it's the Mages Guild that has it. That might be a mod shop. Okay.
Got human remains just lying around. think someone would have cleaned that up within a day or two, but no, we'll just let it rot.
It's not on the ground, so it's not a potential tripping hazard.
This is different. Oh, the mage is killed. You don't sell anything. You don't sell anything.
Of course not. He's dead.
That guy doesn't seem to like me very much.
He's a dirty elf, so...
Damn dirty elf.
Oh, wait. You're also an elf. Sorry.
Bye.
I guess since you're a high elf, you're not a dirty elf?
Guess not.
You're implying something about the dark elves right now.
Why don't any of you sell spells?
Well, according to the lore, their skin was darkened to that gray color because of their heresy. Three elves, formerly known as Chimer, made themselves gods.
Enemies explode. That's gotta be a mod spell.
Teacher, teach me the ability to explode things. Okay.
Frenzy, touch of rage, touch of fear, rage.
What was it called?
Calm, open, easy lock.
Enemy explode. Did I just hear that right?
Touch, heroic touch, ease, burden, calming touch, beguiling touch. That's my favorite. You too. You all right?
Whoa, what's going on?
That's a great question.
What is he doing? Is he covering his face?
I don't understand.
Ah, my face. I'm talking to a human or an elf. Wow.
Don't say anything. I take my duty.
Yeah, I guess when they have those dynamic conversations and they have like specific animation states to go through when you say something dangerous or scary, they go to default cower in fear pose.
Maybe.
Okay. Who the fuck are you?
This has got to be a mod.
Oh, absolutely.
Until
Until I click rumors and she turns into the elf woman.
She looks almost like the elf woman from the crappy friggin' Amazon Lord of the Rings movie TV show thing.
Oh no. Oh.
The giant eyes are bothering.
It's like, what happened?
And then the first option is a little pleasure. Okay.
That's how you talk to strangers. You just
Wow, two people in town hang out together. Stop the friggin' presses.
You know what people hanging out together do? Lollygag.
This isn't Skyrim. You're allowed to lollygag here.
I want somebody to make a mod for Skyrim called No Lollygagging, where if you stand around and idle in one place for too long, you get a bounty.
That would be really funny. Imperial City, the Arcane University. Let's see if anybody here sells paralysis spells. so that I can walk around paralyzing everyone. We're not really talking about the Elder Scrolls much. This is just me streaming.
Yeah, well, Elder Scrolls is a big game with all kinds of moving parts. That
all kinds of crazy, insane lore.
Oh yeah, the Dragonborn.
Like you have a bunch of black robe maniacs who worship a corpse.
Well, in Skyrim, like the main plot is sort of an afterthought. It's there, and there's points you have to hit to get to it, but it's like you're not there for the main story. You're there because you want to go be a black robe maniac and kill.
The main plot seems to really be secondary to most of the Elder Scrolls games.
Right, yeah. Which is odd because people want to focus on a story-driven game, but when you have this giant world to explore and do stuff in, that sort of takes over your focus.
I mean, I've barely touched the main story when I've been playing through Horizon or Forbidden West. It's like I could go focus on the main story, or I just got this breathing apparatus and I can go check out this cave now. Guess what I'm going to go do?
I am Romanus Paulus. You haven't yet been. May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
75. Why don't you have like wimpy baby type? You know what? This will let me learn spellcraft with paralysis. Bye.
There's actually a manga where there's all these isekai mangas out there that you get sent to another world and you're useless and you get thrown out, and then this guy survived by learning paralysis spells and poison spells. So that's how he would defeat everything. He would.
That triggered a thought. Why has there never been an Elder Scrolls isekai?
Because you don't have to do that. You're just in the world of the Elder Scrolls. You don't have to physically transport yourself to another world. It's not necessary.
I mean, no, someone to Tamriel, not the other way around.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about classic stories of isekai, it's either you die and then the gods find you and say, okay, you're going to go live over here because you're such a good person, or we're going to punish you, so we're going to give you a curse, and you are forced to do this, or you're forced to be a hero, or whatever the case may be. And there's usually a goal, but a lot of the stories are just for fun. Like, you can do whatever you like. You can be a farmer. Here's a holy tool. Here's a sacred blessing. It's like a cheat skill.
You got shit-faced drunk and fondled a statue of Dibella.
Yeah.
My God, I fucking love the Night to Remember quest line.
You know,
from fondling a statue, like stealing a man's goat, and marrying a hag raven.
What the fuck did I just hear?
That is just some of what entails on the Skyrim quest, A Night to Remember.
I don't remember if I did
it's
that.
the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get a little drunk, you grow up a statue. It'd be like that.
Oh, it was more than a little drunk because your character literally doesn't remember anything.
You do a little trolling.
I've always found amnesia quests in games like dumb. It's like you. It's not
this is like really fucking dumb, but that's the point. It's just there for a laugh. It's just funny.
I think
my game crashed.
I saw that.
That's about right.
I think there is a mod for Skyrim that puts that in an amnesia quest.
It doesn't surprise me.
All right,
I know there's an alternate start mod for Skyrim.
Do you guys want to close the stream there, or we want to keep going?
And we can.
You all.
Well, yeah, we've seen.
It's been a couple hours.
Yeah, we've seen Oblivion. We've seen Skyrim,
and we've
seen about 10 minutes of Skyrim where I chugged through it because the game didn't want to run properly.
We've seen a little of one, a little bit of the other, and talked about everything in between.
Yeah,
pretty much.
All right, fair enough. Thanks, guys. That was cool.
I could stream Morrowind.
We could do Morrowind.
I know that'd make Thread not happy.
I do own Morrowind.
Yeah. Wow.
I even have it installed. We wouldn't have to wait.
You know what? Actually, I'd say to go for it, and we could just bring Thread in just to stretch this out.
Would you want to see the first 10 minutes of the game? Is it any fun? I don't remember actually.
I know
It's
you
all
start on a
character
prison
creation,
ship.
I think.
I don't know. I think we're going to call it a night. That was okay for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
So thank you guys. Hopefully we're a bit more technologically unimpaired next time around, so we can
Hopefully.
stream.
Next time is going to be Assassin's Creed on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right. And we're not sure which one, but we'll find out later. Anyway,
I guess whichever one they feel like.
I have my
streaming.
I have the entire series up to Syndicate, so I have options.
oh, okay then. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys soon, and have yourself a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
I am the Jarl Stain, and I demand you let me go at once.
Understandable. Have a nice day.